The Dickinson, Texas police gave this man a brain bleed. Now, city officials say that they covered it up.
Hey, hold on. Don't go anywhere yet.
What do you mean don't go anywhere yet?
Exactly what the I mean. Don't go anywhere yet.
Hey.
Yesterday, a grand jury indicted Sergeant Michael Kinsley for injuring a 65-year-old man during an arrest 2 years ago.
You gotta wait here.
What for? Tell me.
Till we finish our investigation. Hey, have a seat on the curb.
I'm gonna look for my stuff, young man.
All right, turn around.
Come on now, wait a minute.
Hey, relax.
What are you doing?
Hey, you're gonna have a seat. Sit down.
I'll try to have a seat if you'll let go of me. You don't hold me.
How am I here?
"17 hours after a police officer slammed him to the ground, Michael Scurlock staggered out of his Dickinson City jail cell, pleading for help. Video captured from the jail in February of 2022 showed Scurlock could hardly walk.
Come on.
You got a car, don't you?
A car for what?
To get me home.
No, I don't have a car to get you home in.
Well,
Come on.
When a judge read Scurlock his rights in the jail hallway, the 65-year-old man appeared confused, disoriented.
Mr. Scurlock, you have the right to remain silent. You have the right to a lawyer. You have the right to have a lawyer present at any interview at the place or district attorney. You have the right to terminate any interview at any time. You don't have to make a statement, but I must warn you, any statement you make can or will be used against you. You're charged with public intoxication. I'm going to set a bond of $581. Can you make bond, sir? I take that as a no.
yeah,
What are you going to do? What do we do?
Oh,
He can't say. He got the laceration on his head.
Okay, payment plan or
Yes,
this?
payment plan.
Okay.
Oh.
Moments later, he slipped to the floor, clinging to a bench for support.
Man, I ain't got no way out of here.
No, you're getting out.
You getting out? Stand right here for me.
Oh, God.
Let me get that one as the best you can.
Man, I can't see.
Huh?
I can't see. How do I touch? Here.
Right here. Sign your name the best you can.
Okay.
Okay. Just sit right there on the bench for me.
I think this one got, I think this is,
God, mighty.
that got,
Yeah.
okay.
Oh, man.
Okay, hey, you're gonna have to be quiet.
I seen that myself.
You have to be quiet right that quick.
Man.
Rather than getting him medical assistance, however, Dickinson authorities released him and drove him home. Within 24 hours, Scurlock was admitted to intensive care with a brain bleed. He spent the next 2 weeks there, and the final 9 months of his life in hospitals and nursing homes before dying in December of 2022. Now, nearly 2 years after the original arrest, on a questionable public intoxication charge, allegations of excessive force used against Scurlock, neglect by police officers, and a cover-up by law enforcement have stirred outrage in Dickinson, Texas. City officials in Galveston County are now demanding accountability and changes to police operations, though it's unclear to what extent that city's police department even cares. The body cam videos leave little doubt that Scurlock sustained a serious injury in his encounter with Officer Michael Kinsley, who was later called to the scene after a pickup truck had collided with Scurlock while he was riding his bike. Now, Scurlock, who begins the exchange alert and coherent, spends nearly 3 minutes limp and unresponsive after Officer Kinsley throws him to the ground.
63, show me out on that auto pit.
I said I was.
You all right?
We had a little get together. He's being stubborn about getting checked out, but he said he's all right.
I'm all right.
So we're just.
You all right?
I told him I want to take
No,
him down.
I ain't all right. I need about $1 million, and then I'll be all right.
Well, you ain't getting that, so.
Yeah.
Well, no shit.
I'm trying to get him. He's always
You
up
go,
and down
you
my
can go
street,
ahead and
so
get that.
I want to get you down.
I got that, and, you know, I can put that motherfucker on.
Okay.
Even though it's a complicated son of a bitch.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, so what do you want to do?
I'm gonna put this thing on and put that shit in.
63, he's not injured, no ambulance needed. Can you run Michael Scurlock?
Did you hear that? The officer asked dispatch to run Mr. Scurlock to see if there were any warrants outstanding for him. It's based on that he tells subsequently here in a second, Mr. Scurlock, that he cannot leave the scene because there's a pending investigation. But there is no pending investigation. There's no valid, reasonable suspicion to detain Mr. Scurlock any further. The officer just has a hunch and wants to make sure he doesn't have any warrants before he leaves. That is not valid, reasonable suspicion. So the initial detainment that you'll see happen here in a second that precedes the use of force is illegal.
No, I think I'm on the roof. Flip that bugger over. I don't think you're going at it right. There you go.
Yeah, I got the tools at the house. You know where I live.
You know, you didn't do that on purpose.
No, sir.
63, did you get my last transmission?
Tenderizing the chicken. I'll come by you.
Stop by the house. You know where I be.
I'm glad that you are somebody I know.
Hey, hold on. Don't go anywhere yet.
What do you mean don't go anywhere yet?
Exactly what the I mean.
said-
Don't go anywhere yet.
Hey, what the have I done?
I was.
What?
What happened?
He hit me accidentally.
EMS is not needed.
I was looking that way to go, and I was starting to ease out. And the next time I see a flash in front of him, he goes.
I was worrying about fucking flat. And now, I ain't worried about flat. Look at that fucking wheel. Whee!
Where were you driving?
I got to fix a flat in that son of a bitch. And it ain't supposed to fix bicycle tires. It adheres the tube to the tire. And that son of a bitch is leaking down. Boom, bang. Let's get shit. I'm trying to drive with it. Now, where you should go. All right, am I through?
No.
What have I got to do?
You gotta wait here
What for? Tell me.
till we finish our investigation.
Investigation? There ain't
Matter of
no
fact, have a seat. Have a seat on the curb.
Matter of fact, I was out there laying.
Have a seat on the
in
curb.
You're not listening to me.
Have a seat
That's
on the
what you're
curb.
supposed to do.
Have a seat on the curb.
She hit me. I mean, he hit me, and I wasn't. I thought he saw me.
Hey, have a seat on the curb.
I'm
Or
gonna
you
look
come-
for my stuff, young man.
All right, turn around. For
Come on, now, wait a minute.
Hey, relax.
What are you doing?
Hey,
Hey,
you're gonna have a seat. Sit down.
I'll try to have a seat if you'll let go of me. You don't own me.
Put your hands behind your back.
And now we have a violent use of force by this police officer against Mr. Scurlock. If there was no reasonable suspicion to detain him, then it would also be illegal to use any force, because a use of force by a police officer is technically, under the Constitution, a seizure under the Fourth Amendment. And a seizure can be reasonable or a seizure can be unreasonable, which is what's prohibited by the Fourth Amendment. Well, let's assume that there was valid, reasonable suspicion, and you could argue that in the alternative, Your Honor. Even if this was a valid detention, it was unreasonable to seize Mr. Scurlock with this sort of violence that Officer Kinsley used here. And to prove that, or to establish that, you would go through the Graham factors. The severity of the crime at issue, very, very low. I don't think one even was alleged to have occurred. Secondly, whether or not the individual posed an immediate safety threat to anyone. I don't see any evidence of that. And third, whether or not the individual was attempting to evade or resist arrest. He wasn't under arrest. He wasn't, he was possibly, if we're using that theory, evading the detention. So not much to go on to justify a violent use of force, especially one violent enough to cause a brain bleed.
We'll leave him now.
63, go ahead, roll an ambulance.
Is he out?
Huh?
Is he out?
The footage also shows multiple police officers encountering Scurlock in distress after the officer's takedown.
Is he drunk?
Huh?
Is he drunk?
I don't know. I tried to get him to sit down because it looked like he was going to walk away. He wouldn't do it, so now I told him, put your hands behind your back and start resisting.
Let me get his information so I can get him out of here. You good holding him? You want some gloves or something?
I already touched him. I got some gloves.
Though Scurlock initially declined medical help after he came to, he's seen on video with multiple symptoms of serious head trauma over the following 17 hours, including vomiting, dizziness, and an inability to walk. And believe it or not, which perhaps you will if you watch my channel, Dickinson police officers received virtually no punishment in connection with this case. But wait, there's more. The Dickinson police sergeant accused of inflicting this brain bleed on Mr. Scurlock has faced multiple allegations of misconduct over his 6-year career there, one of which preceded his resignation from another department. There's a great article from the Houston Landing. I'll link it in the description below. They reviewed Michael Kinsley's employment records and found repeated allegations of excessive force and reckless behavior, resulting in at least 5 internal affairs investigations by the Dickinson and Houston police departments. One investigation documented Kinsley breaking numerous Dickinson police policies during a dangerous patrol car chase in another jurisdiction, prompting a complaint from a neighboring police chief. That's unusual. Another showed that he slammed his body onto a suspect already restrained on the ground by another officer. The records also indicate that Dickinson police hired Kinsley even though he had resigned from his previous law enforcement job with the Houston Police Department amid an ongoing internal affairs investigation into, of course, unspecified allegations of misconduct. Kinsley had been relieved of duty pending the results of that probe. But surprise, surprise, Dickinson Police Chief Michael Berezin, who joined the department in early 2023, has lauded Kinsley's job performance as spectacular during his tenure. Kinsley was only an officer at the time of the Scurlock incident. He was since promoted to sergeant this past August. But the police chief said he didn't even know whether, since he had only been there since 2023, whether his predecessors were even aware that Officer Kinsley had resigned from the Houston Police Department when they hired him. So just another example of law enforcement only being held accountable when there's video footage that not only exists, but is shown to people. Without it being shown to people, the government by itself doesn't care, isn't going to do anything about it. It's only once the people become upset about it, then all of a sudden the politicians become upset. And that's what's happened here. So if you want to help, spread this footage, share this video. Let me know in the comments if you disagree. If you think that Mr. Scurlock deserved what he received, there's always somebody who has that opinion. Let me know in the comments. Please subscribe, both here and at the blog at thecivilrightslawyer.com. If you have a video you want me to review, please use the submission link below. Follow me on Twitter at JohnBryanESQ, where we discuss civil rights law and also completely unrelated history stuff. Remember, our rights don't end where your fear begins. Freedom is scary. Deal with it.